Good morning. Please welcome Chairman of the Board of the Directors for the Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Steve Love.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome. We're so glad that you're here to celebrate the 2025 State of the City with our Honorable Irving Mayor Rick Stopfer. The signature program is being produced by your five-star Greater Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce. I'm Steve Love. I have the honor of serving as chair of the Chairman of the Chamber Board of Directors for the Greater Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce. In my day job, I'm President and CEO of the DFW Hospital Council, headquartered right here in Irving. The Hospital Council provides healthcare advocacy, communications, and education for over 90 hospitals in a 17-county area. And this is world-class health care that we have here in North Texas. In fact, we conducted an independent economic survey in 2022 looking at data from our member hospitals, and we inject $38.4 billion into the economy of North Texas. And we provide more than 371,000 jobs annually. We're going to update this study in 2025 because we know the numbers will increase. The DFW Hospital Council that's headquartered here has been a member of the Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce for 8 years, and we're so proud to support today's State of the City signature program. I also live in Irving and am a proud Irving resident. We appreciate Mayor Stopfer sharing his thoughts today on Irving's present successes and future opportunities. Our city is highly coveted. It's an international business. It's got world-class amenities, skilled workforce, and constructive relations between the private sector and also the government, and it's a community that celebrates diversity. These are just a few of the reasons why our city is acknowledged as the headquarters of headquarters in Texas. 8 Fortune 500 companies and 4 Fortune 1000 companies have their global headquarters here. And that's not all. 55 Fortune 500 companies have a significant presence in the Irving Las Colinas area, and we're one of the leading cities in helping Texas with foreign business investment, with over 150 foreign-owned companies operating subsidiaries here. You know, we talk a lot about recruiting global companies, but the Chamber also proudly supports more than 8,000 small businesses here in Irving. We do it at ribbon-cutting ceremonies. We do it through networking, educational programs. We do workforce training, and we have very popular Best in Irving signature programs. Each year, we conduct our Small Business Blitz, which is an in-person outreach, and it's a program that's led by dozens of volunteers and local elected officials who visit 1,000 local businesses to date, and we have visited over 6,000 local businesses as part of our annual Business Blitz. So we want to thank our small businesses for choosing to make Irving and Las Colinas their home, and through They support our local business, our local economy. And we know that these small businesses are the lifeblood of our community. And I'm proud to share that our annual Business Blitz has become an award-winning model program in the chamber industry. It takes talented, hardworking people, visionary leadership to achieve this kind of success. And I want to take a moment to acknowledge and thank some of those responsible. First, our mayor, who we're going to hear from today, Rick Stopfer, and our city council members. We also thank city manager Chris Hillman and his team. The Irving Economic Development Partnership, led by Beth Bowman and her team at the Greater Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce. Mara Gast and her team right here at the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau, and Hammond Perot and his team at the Las Colinas Association. Would all of you please stand and be recognized? We want to thank you for your commitment to our community, your dedicated service, and each of what you and your teams provide for us every day. I also want to thank our Economic Development and Advisory Council. You may not be familiar with that group, but they've made a tremendous investment in the future of our city. The Advisory Council is comprised of local businesses, leaders, and individuals that contribute private dollars, time, and expertise to support economic development in the Greater Irving, Las Colinas area. If you or your company serve on the Economic Development Advisory Council, please stand. We want to recognize you. This very collaborative effort continues to pay off, and we see it through growth and success for our city, our residents, and our businesses. And we thank you for all you do. And now I would like to ask everyone to please stand as the Irving Police Department Honor Guard and the Irving Firefighters Pipes and Drums team present the colors. And then Jennifer Nickerson is going to sing our national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed twilight lash gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Jennifer. What a beautiful rendition of the national anthem. We want to thank the Irving Police Department, Honor Guard, and the Irving Firefighter Pipes and Drums team. And if you all would please remain standing, the Reverend Dr. William LaBarre is going to deliver our invocation today.
If you would allow me a moment of personal privilege, in the 5 years that I have been retired, I have started reading the advice columns in the Dallas Morning News so that I can remind myself of how blessed my life is. If you've watched the national news over the last 2 weeks, we should have a new appreciation for how blessed we are to live where we do. Would you pray with me? Eternal God, we come before you this day in a spirit of thanksgiving, for we have much to be thankful for this day. We give thanks for this great city in which we live, work, and play. We give thanks for the many helping and serving institutions of our city which do so much for our common well-being. We remember our city's leadership, both civil servants and public servants. They lead us with wisdom, strength, and humility, and for that we are thankful. We give thanks for all those folks in our city, the policemen and firemen, and all city employees who go about their jobs day after day, each day striving for excellence. And we give thanks for the meal before us. Bless it, bless the hands that prepared it, and take it to the nourishment of our bodies. And eternal God, we ask, please continue to bless our city this day, through this new year, and into our shared future. Amen.
Please welcome Beth Bowman, President and CEO of the 5-star Greater Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, for those that are standing, I invite you to have a seat. What a 5-star day in Irving. I don't know if anyone had the privilege to watch the sunrise today, but it was just absolutely beautiful over our community. So I'm Beth Bowman. I have the privilege to serve as your President and CEO of the Greater Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce and the Irving Economic Development Partnership. So on behalf of our Board of Directors, our member investors, and their employees, I just want to warmly welcome you to the 2025 State of the City Signature Program, sponsored by Vista Corp. We're eager to hear from our Honorable Mayor Rick Stopfer to really reflect on this past year for our city, its many achievements and the challenges we face, but also to look ahead at the opportunities. Mayor Stopfer will share his vision for the future in 2025 and beyond in just a few moments. While you're enjoying your lunch, I want to recognize the hardworking elected officials who are here joining us today. As author Robert Greenleaf said of servant leadership, the first and most important choice a leader makes is the choice to serve, without which one's capacity to lead is severely limited. Each of our elected officials who are here today represent the kind of selfless leadership day in and day out. And I look forward to recognizing many of them that are right here working hard on behalf of our community. Representative Terry Mesa, I know she's representing us and working hard in Austin. Thank you for your leadership, and I know we have representation from Commissioner Garcia at the county level. Her team is here today. Representing Irving City Council, as I share your name, if you can please stand, the Honorable Mayor Rick Stopfer. We have Mayor Pro Tem Dennis Webb and his wife Lydia joining us today. Deputy Mayor Pro Tem John Block, Councilman Luis Canosa, Councilman Mark Kronowick and his wife Susanna, Councilman Brad Lamorges, Councilman Kyle Taylor, Councilman Abdul Kabir, Councilman in General Al Zaponta. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can please give our local elected officials a round of applause. I also want to make sure to recognize our city's leadership from the city manager's office and some of our partners in their chairs that are also here today. We're joined by City Manager Chris Hillman. As I say your name, please stand. Assistant City Manager Philip Sanders. Assistant City Manager Orlando Sanchez. Assistant City Manager Teresa Adrian. City Attorney Kervilla Uman. City Secretary and Chief Compliance Officer Shanae Jennings. Police Chief Derek Miller. Fire Chief Victor Conley. Please give a round of applause for our city's leadership. It's truly a pleasure to day in and day out work with City Manager Hillman and his entire team. We always say in Irving, really the difference for our business industry is the collaboration in which we all choose to work within to roll up the red tape and roll out the red carpet for not only our businesses but our residents as well. We're also joined today by Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau Chairman Richard Stewart, Chairman Stewart, and Executive Director Mara Gast. From Irving ISD, Superintendent Magna Hernandez and Deputy Superintendent Dr. Juan Carlos Martinez. From Irving ISD Board of Trustees, President Dr. Rosemary Robbins, Vice President A.D. Jenkins, Secretary Michael Kelly, Mary Richarte, Nazi High, Lisa Lab, and Randy Randall. like to extend a thanks to our business leaders and companies who support our community and your five-star chamber through their member investment in our organization, as well as their sponsorship and community engagement of today's signature programs and many others throughout the community. If you scan the QR code on your table, you'll be able to view virtually our program and a list of sponsors. There's a couple that I just want to highlight. Our presenting sponsor for today's program, Vistra Corp. Vistra is a Fortune 500 company and the largest competitive power generator in the U.S., based right here at home in Irving, Las Colinas. The company has the capacity of approximately 41,000 megawatts, or enough power to provide for 20 million homes. Vistra's energy portfolio includes natural gas, nuclear, coal, solar, and battery energy storage facilities. And it operates the second largest number of competitive nuclear power plants in the country, and a growing number of solar facilities. Our platinum sponsor, Mercury One, a not-for-profit that provides aid to natural disasters, victims, and other humanitarian efforts around the globe. Suzanne and her team from the East Coast to the West Coast are some of the first to enter when natural disasters have impacted communities. So as Dr. Labar had just shared earlier, we truly are blessed to be right here at home in Irving. Our gold sponsors are Boeing, the Ritz-Carlton Dallas, Las Colinas, and QTS Data Centers. Boeing's the world's largest aerospace manufacturer and the fourth largest defense contractor in the world. The Ritz-Carlton Dallas, Las Colinas, a legendary hospitality company, now owns and operates the fabulous resort on the TPC course. And its restaurant Knife, for those of y'all that are paying attention to headlines in the news, was just named one of the nation's most beautiful by Robb Report last week. QTS Data Centers provide state-of-the-art data center solution, cloud services, and hybrid IT solutions for businesses of all size. They specialize in secure, scalable, and energy-efficient infrastructure to support mission-critical IT operations, offering advanced technology, compliance, and sustainable practices. Our silver sponsor today is Christus Health. Christus Health is a leading faith-based healthcare system dedicated to delivering compassionate, innovative care that empowers communities to thrive. With a strong commitment to healing and wellness, Christus Health offers advanced medical services, cutting-edge technology, and patient-centered care that transforms life. Our parking sponsor, the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau. The Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau is the heartbeat of Irving's vibrant tourism scene, showcasing the city as a premier destination for business, leisure, and unforgettable experiences. With a flair for hospitality and a passion for community, the ICVB ensures every visitor feels the magic of Irving. Our corporate sponsors today are listed in your digital program. Again, thank you to today's sponsors. Without your support, signature programs like this annual State of the City would not be possible. Last but certainly not least, I want to make sure to recognize the working team for State of the City. They work around throughout the year to make sure today's production is 5-star. So thank you to City Secretary's team led by Shanae Jennings, and the city's corporate communication team led by April Riling, and the ICTN team led by Thomas Gandy. And your team at the Chamber, Matt and Brett, thank you so much for everything that you do, again, to collaboratively work together to develop this program. As we're always trying to be one step ahead of the Chamber, I'd like to mention that you can vote for your favorite business in the Chamber's Best in Irving Awards. This is your opportunity to pay tribute to your favorite local store owners and professional service providers. Really an opportunity to give our local small businesses some love and amplify the services that they provide locally. If you look at the screen, you'll see a QR code that will take you to the Best in Irving website. to nominate and vote for your favorite businesses. There's also a link in the Chamber's weekly Monday Business Report and on the Chamber's Facebook page. Voting will remain open until February 28th. At this time, I have the privilege to invite the Honorable Mayor Rick Stopfer to the stage to present the Mayor's Annual Corporate Award of Excellence that recognizes an outstanding local business, entrepreneur, or leader. Mayor Stopfer?
Well, thank you, Beth. It's truly a pleasure for me each year to recognize a business that exemplifies excellence in the products and the services. Moreover, what all of us recipients have in common, what all the recipients have in common, is they all make Irving Las Colinas a great place to live, work, and enjoy life. This year, I have the distinct privilege of awarding someone who has been very, very active in our community. He started in the corporate world and decided that he wanted to have his own company. And so several years ago, he started a company here. And one of the first things he did was get involved with the Chamber. And he was involved with not only the Greater Irving Las Colinas Chamber, but the Hispanic Chamber. He also has been very involved with the Convention and Visitors Bureau. He served as chairman of the Greater Irving Las Colinas Chamber. This year's award goes to a dear friend of mine who has really done tremendous things in our community. He makes sure that he has annual luncheons with the mayor, with me. He makes sure he has annual luncheons with the city manager. He's very much in tune with what's going on in our community. This year, the Award of Excellence is Alpha Graphics in Irving Las Colinas. And that would be my good friend, Sam Reed.
I'm shocked. I really am. So, first of all, I want to say, Mayor, and you and your entire team and the City of Irving, I'm just so humbled to receive this award. I really love the community where I live, work, and play, and I'm just in awe. Just love what I do and taking care of many of you in this room, and thank you so much for this very esteemed honor. I'm so appreciative. Thank you.
Well, that's exciting. Congratulations to our past chairman, Sam Reed. He's done so much great work throughout Irving Las Colinas that other communities are starting to recognize him and trying to pull them into their communities. But we appreciate everything you do, your involvement and your support for our community. Please enjoy the rest of your meals and some purposeful connectivity with the guests that are at your table. We also hope you'll take time to share your pictures on social media using the hashtag SOTC25, and to our Irving Las Colinas Chamber social media channels. We'll return shortly to continue this afternoon's signature program.
Please welcome to the stage Brad Watson, Senior Director of Community Affairs with Vistra Corporation.
Good afternoon, and thank you everyone for being here today. We really appreciate your attendance, and on behalf of Vistra, we are pleased again to serve as the presenting sponsor for today's State of the City address by Mayor Stopfer. My role now with the Chamber is as the immediate past chairman of the board. So I served last year and just tried to show the way for Steve as he is courageously carrying on this year. Previously, I chaired the Chamber's Economic Development Advisory Committee as well, which advises the Irving Economic Development Partnership on corporate recruitment and strategic planning. But before we get to our conversation with the mayor in a few minutes, I'd like to talk with you a little bit about one factor that makes today's event a great success that nobody thinks about. When you walked in the ballroom today, you might have been looking forward to catching up with friends or business associates that you hadn't seen in a while, perhaps since before the holidays, or you might have been anticipating learning more about the city's progress in 2024, what's ahead in 2025 related to what the mayor is going to share with us shortly. What no one likely thought about is the lights are on. The elevators and the escalators, they're all working. The AV system is coming through loud and clear, all because the power is on. Electricity, the lifeblood of our state, our society, and our nation is flowing, and we don't even think about it. And that's a good thing. But we should think about it a lot more. And in the next few minutes, I'd like to go into why, as business people, we must stay engaged on what the opportunities and challenges are ahead in Texas to keep the lights on, and what Vistra, my company, is doing to meet them. Vistra is a leading Fortune 500 integrated retail electricity and power generation company that provides essential resources to customers, businesses, and communities from California to Maine. We proudly call Irving, Texas, our corporate home. Vistra is a leader in the energy transformation with an unyielding focus on reliability, affordability, and sustainability in that order. With a total generation capacity of 41,000 megawatts from nuclear, coal, gas, solar, and battery storage, Vistra is the largest competitive power generator in the United States, and we're also the biggest in Texas. And Vistra is the largest competitive residential retail electricity provider in the country. In Texas, TXU Energy is our premier brand and the #1 choice of Texans. We're very proud of that. You might have heard that we made a little bit of news recently as the top gaining company in the S&P 500 in 2024. But that was last year, folks. 2025 is ahead, and we have a lot of work to do. We must do our part to ensure the competitive power market in Texas remains robust and dynamic. Yes, providing customers with competitive prices along with choice, convenience, and control of what they want to do. For Vistra, competition means offering customers more than 50 renewable energy plants. It means working with business customers, like the city of Irving, for example. About 5 years ago, the city told our TXU Energy sales representatives it wanted a couple of things. It wanted a multi-year deal, and it wanted 100% renewable energy for its city buildings and the people who are coming there, the taxpayers, residents who use those services. So by analyzing market trends and forward price curves, TXU Energy and the city, working together, customer and provider, crafted a 6-year contract ending in 2029 that not only meets the city's policy goal of 100% renewable energy, but by locking in prices in that contract, is saving the city and its taxpayers $1.25 million a year compared to today's prices. Vistra is also working to be part of the solution to provide more megawatts to the Texas grid. Now last year, ERCOT, which is the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, which runs the Texas grid, forecast that due to population and economic growth, Texas will have a peak demand of 150,000 megawatts by 2030. Currently, the Texas grid's record peak demand was about 85,500 megawatts. To give you some scale, 1 megawatt can power about 500 homes in Texas under normal conditions. Folks, in Texas, we need a lot more power. And Vistra is stepping up. In East Texas, construction is underway right now, today, for the 200 megawatt Oak Hill Solar Energy Facility in Rusk County. But we also have plans for nearly 2,000 megawatts of new dispatchable generation that can run anytime, 24/7. With successful implementation of 2023 market reforms, Vistra has projects to build up to 860 megawatts of advanced natural gas peaker plants in West Texas to support the increasing power needs of that region, including the state's growing oil and gas industry. We intend to repower to natural gas a South Texas coal plant that was set for retirement, enabling up to 600 megawatts of additional capacity when that coal facility retires. And Vistra is completing several projects at existing gas plants to augment, as we say, or add more than 500 megawatts of summer capacity and 100 megawatts of winter capacity. Please know that while Vistra, based here in Irving, is doing its part, your Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce is also engaged at the federal, state, regional, and local levels to keep you informed of energy issues and the impacts on your businesses. Remember, folks, electricity is a basic unit cost of everything we do. If we don't keep those prices competitive, reliable, affordable, and sustainable, everything then gets higher in cost. It's vital. So the Chamber is going to keep you informed, and also it's going to drive policies for reliable, affordable, and sustainable electricity in Texas, so we can all keep the lights on. Today, I'm delighted again to sit down for a conversation with our Honorable Mayor Rick Stopfer to discuss the accomplishments and challenges in Irving this past year and what to look forward to this year, 2025. I've known Mayor Stopfer for many years, even before he ran for mayor, and I was in my first career as a TV reporter at Channel 8 WFAA, and I've been honored to work with him and see his service with the Irving Las Colinas Chamber of Commerce. I can personally attest that he's among the hardest working, most passionate, knowledgeable, and dedicated public servants I've ever met. Mayor Stopfer was reelected to his third term as mayor in May 2023, and prior to that, he was an Irving City Council member for 14 years, including Deputy Mayor Pro Tem and Mayor Pro Tem. He served on several municipal boards and government agencies, including the DART Board of Directors. Mayor Stopfer is a retired automotive consultant. He and his wife Melanie have lived in Irving since 1988. And during their time here, they've seen and they've been personally involved in many of the dynamic changes that have made Irving a robust and internationally recognized city. Once again, it's my pleasure to welcome the Honorable Rick Stopfer, Mayor of Irving, to the stage. Have a seat here. Now, the mayor and I have done this before, okay? So the band got back together. We did this a couple of times for the State of the City before COVID, and I know he'll recall this. In 2020, we did this by video, and we did it out at Levy Plaza. And the day that was selected, we were hoping would be a sunny, bright, somewhat warm winter day, and we ended up with drizzle, clouds, and maybe 42 or 3 degrees, right?
On a good.
Yeah, it was chilly, but we got through it. So good to do this again.
It's a lot better situation.
Yeah, it's a much better environment today. So we've got through this. It's always good to sit down and talk with you about all the things going on in Irving. But first, let me mention that the first time that we did this, you were in your first term, and now you're in your third term. So this is the first time this has happened for a mayor in Irving. Congratulations. This is historic.
Thank you. It's been a real pleasure for me to get to know so many people in our community, to work with so many businesses, and it's very humbling to have had this opportunity to serve a third term.
Well, thank you for your service. This year's theme is called Innovation Lives Here. Can you tell us a little bit about why that was the prominent thing in your mind for this year's theme.
Well, as we look at our city, last year was our 120th birthday, and then we looked at Las Colinas is 50 years old, Valley Ranch is 40 years old, and so there was time for us to reimagine what the city of Irving was going to be. We have to reinvest in ourselves and see what we can do to make sure that we continue to be competitive, that we have attractive housing, that we have attractive businesses, their hotel industry continues to grow. So there were signs all over the city of how we could work together to make that happen. And one of them was Vistra in your building. We were very fortunate to have that building purchased, and actually former Mayor Herb Geers was the representative that worked with us to put together a package where we were able to invest dollars and repurpose that building, and today you have your headquarters there. And so for me, that's what reimagining is, looking at what we have and making sure that we utilize it to the next level, that we take the advantages that we have and we step up as a city, help reinvest, and today we have a great building. So, and we also have been very fortunate. There's a lot of new businesses that are coming out. State Bank of Texas, Wells Fargo, Christus Healthcare. You know, since 1988, we had not really had an office development in the urban center. And then all of a sudden, we've had 3 in the last few years.
Well, we want to be able to share this story graphically and in video as well. So let's take a look at our first video that shows some of these innovations.
With the Real-Time Crime Center, this is the next step in law enforcement.
It's been a game changer for the way that our officers in the street are responding to calls and the awareness we're able to give them ahead of time.
And it'll have some great new accessibility features, service finder features, and search functions that's going to make it really easy to communicate with the city of Irving.
Irving was very lucky to be a pilot city to do this in the Metroplex.
The earlier that we're able to detect these wrong-way drivers, the more likelihood that we can go do something to either stop or alert drivers.
The expansion project is going to allow us to connect all our city facilities as well as position the city for some possible future private-public partnerships. I don't think there's a whole lot of cities doing that.
Look, this is my house.
It's just exciting to me because you see everybody coming together.
So you start to build that community, that camaraderie, that relationship, that friendship, just to make your community better. And it's the right way to do this, and we did this right.
A lot of places don't have a mobile kitchen. The library tries to be ahead to pick up trends that will really benefit our patrons.
We're launching a customer relationship management portal that's going to make it super easy to report issues to the city. Whether you're on the go and you're seeing something out in the community that you need to report, or you're behind your desktop, reporting things to the city is going to be a breeze.
It's a sticky mess. Just a big sticky mess.
We wanted to do something different. Let's bring the convention center in this. Let's showcase what we can do here.
We want them to be just as thrilled to see the size of a moon pie sitting there and have some real fun with it.
The wildfires that we have seen in Los Angeles and Southern California have been devastating. Of course, everyone's hearts goes out to the people who've lost their homes and businesses. But it is pointed up again that one of the primary responsibilities of a city is infrastructure. And that the planning, the dollars, the construction, all has to occur over a period of years, very methodical, so that a city is durable, that it works. And this has been something that's been a hallmark of your time as mayor, is infrastructure. Why has that been just really one of the prominent issues that you have pushed for Irving?
Well, first of all, as I said earlier, we're in an older city. And so our pipes, sewer, water, things of that nature need to be replaced. We also have one of the biggest things that I hear complaints about and concerns about are our roads and our drainage. And so making sure that we have the appropriate roads in place, making sure that we replace the water and sewer. We really don't want to go back and tear up a new road. So we coordinate with both departments so that as we repair a road, we also replace the water and sewer lines underneath of it. It's a very big, challenging, but it's very much an opportunity for us to improve the infrastructure. As I said, with an older facility, the infrastructure needs to be brought up so that people will reinvest. A business will reinvest, new homes will be built if they know they have adequate water, if they know that what they have is in place. The street repairs are always a challenge because they're very uncomfortable. They create a lot of challenges for the neighborhood, and we understand that. But we've tried to look at how we can be the most efficient and effective and make sure that those are available. We're also looking at how we can work better with our businesses in the Freeport area. We've spent over $2 million in the last few months replacing in that area, and we'll continue to do that through this year as well. So we want to make sure that not only in our residential but also in our business areas that we're touching all over the city to repair the infrastructure we need.
And as people know, in Irving, the soil is a challenge sometimes,
yes, particularly
like in Freeport, because of that kind of clay surface that shifts a lot, and that is an impact. You got to keep up on it, or you'll get behind. We're talking about infrastructure, but let's show you some of the top infrastructure projects in the city in the past year.
I believe this spot has the opportunity for us to really take Irving to the next level.
Looking over here and looking behind you, you're going to see massive development. You're going to see this investment pay off.
We have been waiting a long time for this. The way it's come out has just been more than expected. It's turned out beautifully.
And I even think traffic being slowed down it has been a benefit to us.
Now that it's over, we're just excited to continue to redevelop downtown.
You know, we're replacing a 50-year-old facility, so it's more energy efficient. This serves West Irving primarily.
This area has grown tremendously in last 30, 40 years. It is a very vital investment.
We've now got over 80 miles of road that have been overlaid and reconditioned in the city of Irving. We're looking and paying attention to just not the road condition underground, but also the rideability of the road.
We have done the first phase, which was from Northgate to Byron Nelson Way. That is completed. We are now working on the piece between Metger and Northgate. No question, it'll be a smoother ride, absolutely safer.
So we have an existing tank on Esther's just north of 183. Due to the growth that we've seen through the years, it needs to be bigger. So we'll be taking down this facility and putting a brand new 2.5 million gallon storage tank in its place.
I think one of the neatest things about this project is we've worked diligently to get federal funding for this, and about 50% of this project is federally funded.
You know, infrastructure is pretty basic stuff, right? Concrete, steel, but you've also prized innovation, as we've been seeing it. Innovation in infrastructure. Why has that been critical in your mind?
Well, as we've replaced the streets, we've spent our first $100 million, and we're now in our second phase on that. We look at new products that we can utilize, that we can extend the life of the pavement that's already there, or the overlay that's already there, or being able to relay rather than to completely replace. And so that's an important thing that we've been able to do. Also, as we have seen in newer parts of the city, even in Las Colinas, for example, it was never designed to have as much housing as it has today. It was more for commercial. So we have been innovative in pipe busting, where we send machines through there that actually blow up the size of the pipe and increase it so we have more capacity for the water. We also just recently replaced the sewer line through that whole area. And that was another opportunity for us to use something innovative where you actually just drilled a main pilot hole and then you sent this machine through. And you could work 7 days a week, rain or shine, and continue to get that project done. Otherwise, in the past, we'd have had to cut an open trench from one end of the community to the other end of the community. But those type of innovation are really important to what we have been able to do with our water and sewer and our roads. Our water, we continue to be a leader in water. We're excited of the partnerships that we've had over the years with Upper Trinity in North Texas and Dallas to move water. Lake Ralph Hall is a new lake that's going to be coming on. We're already in the process of rebuilding and extending our pipeline to that area, so we'll be moving the water for them as well. The pumps are being replaced in our station in Merritt, and so water is important. Sewer is important, and roads are important. That key infrastructure is extremely important for us to expand, bring into the future so that it's usable, and it's important for our businesses and our residents to know that they can continue to invest in there.
Well, let's stay on the basics of running a city, building out a city, and that would be public safety, you know, and your first responders. That has been something while you were on the council, but importantly as mayor, public safety, police, fire, EMS, all that, and that has been constant through your time in the mayor's office.
Well, we've been very fortunate in the fact that we have great people. We have extremely good people that work for us in our police and fire and our emergency management. And it came to light during COVID when we had to really look at things from a different perspective. And during that time, it became harder and harder to employ people. So what we did is that to make sure that we were competitive in hiring our police and our fire and others, we moved them from the 65 percentile of pay to the 80%. And so that gave us a leg up with other cities and other municipalities, as well as the airport and every other entity that was hiring police and fire. And so we were able to bring them in and let them know that we really wanted to make sure that they had the things that they needed financially. But we also had done things in the past with a mental health team. We have mental health teams that work with our residents and things, or with individuals that we're pursuing and things of that nature, homeless, others that we don't want to be over zealous with the police. But we also realized that we needed to have a mental health team for those first responders, those policemen, those firemen that see people burning in cars. They see people that have been, you know, in their worst of the worst and the tragedies. That plays on their psyche. So we wanted to make sure that in addition to that, we had a mental health component to it as well as a financial component. And it showed up very well in the last, we were called out for fire replacement. We have several retirement and we're expanding and things of that nature. And we had over 900 applicants. So that shows the power of making sure that you take care of your employees. By the way, we've raised all our employees to the 80th percentile because I believe in everybody being treated equal.
Yeah, well, that's a great response. Let's take a look at some of the good work of Irving's first responders in our next video.
I'm really excited, and I hope the community is too.
This new fire station, it's not losing sight of where we came from as it goes into the future.
And that is our commitment to you as residents to help ensure that we keep you as safe as possible.
This new facility boasts over 36,000 square feet of range, classrooms, and offices, and it's going to allow us to be more efficient in our training.
Call volume up there is increased by 50%. There's a lot more commercial buildings. We've got Wells Fargo going in up there, as well as Toyota Music Factory. So it allows us to put those crews closer to those people and also add that ambulance to the station.
We're hiring amazing people. People want to come to Irving. Believe it or not, we've seen a 172% increase in the people we've hired.
Our fire department's amazing. They just dropped off pallets and pallets and pallets of different supplies.
We're just a small part of a big thing. It's nice to be able to help out those that need it.
Melissa and Wendy are graduating with facility dog Jetta the 4th with the Irving Family Advocacy Center.
She's so well trained and behaved and truly is a gift. I think she's going to be so special for our clients.
We're kind of the elves, I guess.
This is emblematic of the culture of the employees of this city, wanting to give back and valuing the place where we serve.
Irving Fire and Police enjoy, Mayor, healthy community relations. That's not easy. That takes a strategy, that takes work every day to build those community connections. Not everybody's going to agree all the time on everything, right? You know that. But there is that very healthy relationship between these departments and the community. What does Irving do differently? Is there a secret sauce? What makes that work?
Well, again, we're very fortunate to have great people, and those people are engaged in the community. And that's one of the things that we've worked on, especially with the challenges in the policing across the country. Our police officers realized that they needed to be more engaged. So Shop Talk was one of the first things that they started, where Our police officers went into barbershops across the city and eventually to hair salons where they met with the residents and the young people and talked to them about what was going on and really gave them a human face where they were not somebody that they were just looked at in a car or somebody carrying a gun or somebody that was overpowering. And we were recognized for that and actually put together a gaming trailer. So a lot of times when we go in, we've got a trailer where the kids can get in and play video games and do things like that. We also are very fortunate to have a PALS program, a boxing program within our community where the kids in the neighborhood, some of those kids that are troubled, some of them that just want to be part of something, again, work with our police officers and our fire department. And they get to see, firsthand that these are real people. They're just somebody to look up to, somebody to take care of them, somebody to really talk to if there is a problem. So that community outreach, as well as the mental health teams we've put together, just make all the difference in the world and how we work and how the younger generation especially, how they look towards a police officer or a fireman. And so those are a couple of things that we've been able to do. Our fire department is always front and center at schools whenever there's an opportunity to be with them. Any event that we do within the community in one of our plazas or any of those things, we always have a police presence and a fire presence to be there with the people.
All these aspects of the building and running a city, they're all interrelated. You've got infrastructure, first responders, public safety. We've talked a lot today about economic development as well, which is vital. And Irving has a fantastic track record. But what do you hear from people who are moving here now in businesses? Because I know you do this almost every day, talking to some company or wants to expand and move here. But what are they saying that still makes Irving attractive and they want to engage these conversations about moving here or expanding?
Well, I think it's our talent pool within the community. It's the fact that we're a can-do city. I was visiting just yesterday with a group of people that are looking to do some modifications within our city, and they were just so excited to be able to sit down with our city manager and with Beth and others and talk about how do we move forward. And so it's that one-on-one personal relationships that we have that makes it the first initial ability for people to do things. And so once we can make that connection, then we can introduce them to everything that we have to offer through our permitting, through different things within our community that offer them the ability to speed to market. That's, as you and I talked earlier, that's one of the big things that everybody's talking about is they can't draw these things out and drag them out for a long time. And quality of life is different for a lot of people. As we've seen the demographics change in the city of Irving, we've had to look at what is the need of those demographics. Several years ago there was money spent on the golf course and people weren't quite sure how that would work out, but today we continue to invest in it and it's actually generating revenue. Of course, the other two things that we really focused on was Levy Plaza and the Heritage Park, where we have events on a regular basis where there's 200 to 300 people will show up on a Friday night or a Saturday night to listen to to music or to watch videos with their kids or things of that nature. So we've had to look at how do we engage and what does this next group want to have as far as amenities. And so we've started with our pools, and we're going to be building 2 indoor facilities. The first one we'll break ground on here in a couple of weeks is in the southern sector at Center. And those type of amenities are also important to our businesses. Connecting our trail system up into the Las Colinas area, down into the southern sector, those are things that people look at as an amenity that they would want to be able to ride their bikes, they'd be able to jog, those type of things. The Lifetime Fitness was a big deal that came to our area so that businesses could join and again have something. So quality of life means a lot of different things, not only to the people in the city of Irving, but the businesses in the city of Irving. And when we can visit with them accordingly, we can try to work into our funding those things that they need.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of the economic development wins here in the past year in our next video.
A brand new pool at Lee Park is taking shape, on track for an opening this coming May. It's just one part of a bold vision to elevate aquatics and recreation in Irving. In a few weeks, leaders will break ground at Center Park.
We are taking out the old pool and we're going to build an indoor natatorium attached to the facility.
And more is on the way with the crown jewel at Mustang Park.
It's going to be the first of its kind for the city of Irving. It's a multi-generational recreation center where you will have a senior component, an aquatic component, a rec component.
3 major projects in 3 years.
For this to happen in a 3-year time period is just unbelievable. But that really just speaks to the commitment that the city has to Parks and Recreation and providing those services for our residents.
And check out some of our other projects focused on quality of life.
3. I love the pickleball courts.
3 times around the track is 1.2 miles. So, come on out and get your exercise in. It's really cool.
I am stoked about the cricket fields. It's a sport that is growing very quickly. There's also some new enhancements for existing fields.
Our main goal is to remove litter and debris from our waterways, at the same time also mitigate flood risk.
It is quite a hit with not only Irving residents, but those that don't live here.
The facilities are great, the greens are always in great shape. It's just a pleasure to come out here and play with my friends.
We have a new roof. We have new lighting on both of the stages that are now both LED, which is going to save a whole lot on our electric bill, and it's a lot more bells and whistles for our clients to use.
I was at another function earlier this week, and there was a mayor from the Dallas-Fort Worth area saying the big competition now among cities in North Texas is they got to be fun. People have to want to move there, not just to live, but they want to have a fun place, live, work, play the 10-minute lifestyle to work, to retail, to the restaurant, to school. So how do you get that message out about Irving specifically among all that?
That's one of the things that we really talk about when I have the opportunity to visit with new businesses or existing businesses or the residents, is to talk about what we have done as far as the live, work, play community. We've been very fortunate over the years to have our economic development engine, which is our convention center and our tourism business. They pay for about 1/3 of the debt of the city. And through them, we've been able to build a lot of the different things that you see, the music factory, and of course, their commitment is they're the first line of representing the city of Irving. Most of people don't realize that we have almost 14,000 hotel rooms within our city. And so when people come to visit on business or pleasure, it's that first initial site that they get to see and hear about our city. And a lot of that comes from the background and the hard work that's done by our Convention and Visitors Bureau. And they also have worked diligently with the existing facilities. This is kind of another place where I think innovation lives here. You see the Ritz-Carlton, which was formerly Four Seasons. They've spent tens of millions of dollars redoing the pool, redoing the infrastructure, restaurants, redoing all the rooms. You see the same thing happening just down the street at the Omni. They just finished a $40 million remodel on the rooms. Previously they did the pools and things of that nature. So we want to make that good first impression when a businessman comes here looking at our city and they're staying in our hotels. We want to make sure that they understand what we have. We also need to understand that one of the things that I think we do very well is that we have quarterly meetings of homeowners associations within our city. And those homeowners associations represent 60 to 70 different groups. At that time, we are able to talk to them and show them, here's what's new. Take this back to your community. Take it back to your neighborhood and show them that we're moving forward with doing things in their community, the pools, the pathways, the new restaurants, things of that nature. So all those things are needed to put out the welcome mat for the new people, as well as getting in our neighborhoods and explaining to them what we're doing as well.
Well, let's go ahead in our next video, show some of the places and also the events that attracted people here in the last year.
Once in a lifetime right now, brother.
People from Italy, from Tokyo, from England. Boy, not only a good opportunity to show off our area, but also to view a phenomenon.
Here's to the Mustangs of Las Colinas,
Cheers.
When you talk about Irving, people know the Mustangs.
I hope that people go away adding to their album of Mustang memories.
I've seen these on TV, never come to one before.
It's really just one of the great events I play in.
Golf is for everyone. They can come out here and watch some of the best players in the world.
It's right here in town, you can't beat it.
We donate 1 scholarship at each event. So this year we donated 8 scholarships.
Fantastic! Are you kidding me? It was awesome.
You can already see thousands and thousands of people here. This is what in Irving we do best.
Oh, this is a dream for us. This is what we do with Parks and Recreation.
Kevin, it is a true pleasure for me to give you the key to the city of Irving.
I do appreciate it. This feels really good.
It's a blessing. We are so grateful for this.
And it was really, in my mind, a no-brainer to be able to do something for the men and women who have done so much for our country.
They're looking for someone good to represent the city and the seniors of Irving.
This is the best way to be a part of the future.
Light the tree.
I think it's really important that we as citizens in a local community like Irving come out, get together.
The tradition of families. It feels like Christmas is actually starting.
Those are the kind of things that attract people here, that brings that economic development. I think it was a great quote from Walter Wriston, who was the chairman of the City Corps back in the 60s. Capital goes where it's welcome and stays where it is well treated. So that's always, and capital's not just dollars, it's people too. Yeah. People look to invest for a variety of reasons, not only location, but the opportunities as well. Economic development, of course, is huge at the Chamber. It's huge for the city. And I have a fun fact here that the Chamber recorded the most economic development wins in its history last year during your tenure. Isn't that great? Thank you. So we can rest on the laurels about 5 seconds. So what does it take to keep the momentum going and expand on that for the future, Mayor?
Well, I think that the real challenge is to speed to market. We're an extremely competitive market with other cities in the Metroplex. And a lot of times we talk about competitiveness within the Metroplex, but we compete daily across the United States. Some of our biggest competitors are Phoenix and Atlanta and other places across Chicago. And so it's not always us trying to compete to get something against one of the other cities. It's, I would say 50 to 60% of it is bringing in new companies that we're competing across the global market. Our biggest challenge that we have is we made a decision several years ago to invest our dollars in transit, and that transit was DART. And so a lot of the other cities have, you know, for us we put $110 million into DART. Those are dollars that other cities utilize for their economic development. So we have to look at things a little bit more different in how we structure our deals and how we compete. And as we've talked a little bit about, the competition is fierce, it's strong. It's a minute by minute. You know, Beth may call me at 5:30 in the morning and say, you've got to get on the phone in 10 minutes, or she may call me at midnight and say, so-and-so's calling, we got to get on the phone with them. That's how fast this stuff has to be done. But we've been very fortunate. We've had a lot of winning. And I've said what I've done, but every one of these council members that are sitting here at this table are just as involved as I am. We've had a lot of wins because of what they have done as well. They're accessible daily as well. They're accessible with a lot of different groups. We'll talk about HEB. Everybody loves HEB. We were excited. You know, Al was very interested. Al Zapanta, General Zapanta, was very instrumental, knowing the broker that was with that land, and we were able to actually get the first one in Dallas County. They made an announcement today that Dallas will be building one. So, but ours has already started. So hopefully we'll get it done. But and Joe V. So we're going to have 2 of their products. It's something that we really look hard for. You know, a couple days ago we broke ground on Fox, and we're excited about that. We're also excited about people who reinvest, and this is where I believe in innovation lives here. The Las Colinas Pharmacy, when I first got on the council, was in a small facility up towards the North Gate. They then moved into a larger facility up by 635. Most recently, they bought a building and completely remodeled it, did an amazing job. And their business has grown so much that they had to have a freestanding building. And instead of looking someplace else or building something new, they found a nice building and spent the dollars and the time and the energy to redo it. So kudos to them for reinventing themselves and reinvesting in our community.
Well, let's take a look at some of those economic development wins in our next video here.
Our station is moving. We're going to be moving from downtown Dallas, where we are, to the Las Colinas area of Irving.
That's a major news organization to decide to come to our city. After being in Dallas for all those years,
we look forward to welcoming that project home, turning some dirt, and seeing some new capital investment.
Well, I've had the opportunity to really meet with the people that own the property. They brought up, what would you think if we got HEB interested? I said, are you kidding me? Everybody up there is all excited.
This is how the city and Brookfield are working together to ensure that the Toyota Music Factory is constantly up to date and constantly viable.
We're also excited to see the vision that we have here today.
We really have built a great package for our customers. So we've got this beautiful convention center. We now have the new and improved Toyota Music Factory and all the great things coming on there. And all of our hotels around us have gotten new and improved too. So it's a great package. It's an easy package for the meeting planner.
Having both of their operations in our city, I think, is a big win for us. It's always important for us to look at different levels of grocery stores that we have within the city.
Bringing all those jobs to the city and having Wells Fargo here anchoring the urban center, it's a great testament to what we're doing as a city that's right.
There's lots of corporate base in the area. Our brand is one that speaks to that corporate customer, but it also speaks to the families in the area.
And they've said, why can't you get one in Irving, in Las Colinas? And so when we hear that, we definitely try to move as swiftly as possible.
We're so much more than just a gym.
We genuinely care about businesses. We want to make sure you're successful and happy right here in Irving.
They really are the core of business activity in Irving in so many ways. Creativity, innovation, entrepreneurship.
What are you interested in? Really hope that the kids are inspired and exposed to career opportunities that they just might not have known existed.
There's no better place to host this than I think in Irving.
So you've got about 14 or 15 months left. What are the top couple of things at the top of your list to try to get done? With the council's help, of course. Collaboration.
Well, I think the most important thing to do is to focus on the jobs. That's been the key focus for me all along. I talk about infrastructure, I talk about these other things, but the reality of it is it's all being done so that business can be done in our city, so that there's jobs available for people who live in our community at all levels. It's so important for us to continue to make sure that a person has the opportunity to have a job, take care of their family, educate their children, and enjoy their life. And to me, that's the most important thing that I can do in this community, is to make sure that jobs are available. People always say to me, what keeps me up at night? What keeps me up at night is economic development, because it's the economic development that makes sure that everybody in this room has a job and an opportunity. And that, to me, is what a city should provide for its residents. Obviously, we like the amenities and the pools and things of that nature, but at the end of the day, you want a quality environment where people can work and they can raise their family and they can enjoy their life. So that's my goal, is to continue that, building the jobs, continuing to make sure that we have the infrastructure for those who want to come and be a part of our community.
But you, the council, the city staff, the chamber, the Irving Economic Development Partnership all can't do it alone. We have a captive audience here of business people. Before we adjourn them here in a minute, what would you like for them to help out with? What can they do?
Well, what I would say to everyone in this room, tell your friends and neighbors about Irving. Explain to them what we have. Encourage them to get involved. Encourage them to be part of our community. You know, we have a very unique community that's diverse, but we also have a very unique community in that over 200,000 people come in here a day to work. We want them to be part of our community as well. I know when I visit with some of the dentists and the different doctors throughout, eye doctors and different things like that, they talk about the fact that they're here and they do the business that they do because of the employees that are in the businesses here in the city of Irving. So I would ask you to get involved, have your employees get involved, and make sure that people understand what we have to offer. We have a tremendous amount of talent within this community and a tremendous amount of opportunity. I'd also encourage you all to look and see the things that we do for our nonprofits, our hospital foundation, our schools foundation, and so many of the nonprofits that are in, especially at this time of year, they're working with the homeless and trying to make sure that they're sheltered. You know, there's so many things that we can do as corporate citizens, as people that have their jobs in our community, as well as people that live in our community, to help those who are a little less fortunate than we are, or to work with those who need a hand up or a hand to get to the next level, encouraging them to do so. So for me, it's really about all of us working together, promoting the benefits that we have in our community, helping those that need help, and enjoying the fruits of what we are able to do and sharing them with others. So that would be my call and wish for each and every one of you to be involved in our community and see how we can all work together and make things better for those that have challenges.
Mayor, thank you.
You're welcome.
And a couple of closing thoughts here. Thanks to all of you for being with us here today. We look forward to seeing you at your next 5-Star Chamber event. Don't forget to nominate and vote for your favorite businesses as part of the Best of Irving. And finally, this isn't a surprise, this is cool. In the middle of your table are flower arrangements provided proudly and proficiently, expertly, by the students of Nimitz High School CTE program from the floral class taught by Rebecca Valdivinos. A lucky winner from Caroline. A lucky winner from each table that has flowers will be able to take the bouquet at your table home if you turn over your year in review booklet and see a gold star sticker. You're the winner of your table flower arrangement. Gold star sticker. So, you can take your flowers home. Thank you all for coming. We are adjourned.